Lil Durk is one of those rappers who's been quite successful because of the authenticity in his music. While many other rappers might take up stories in their songs, you can tell that Durk means every word he spits on the mic. Most of Durk's lyrics are about gang violence and also getting back at his ops through any means possible. So, when Lil Durk says something, you know he definitely means it, and this is possibly why many rappers know not to mess with him. In this video, we'll show you the real reason rappers won't beef with Lil Durk. Durk's career in just 10 years. Now, for those who don't know how Durk started his career, well, we got you covered. Various reports state that Durk began rapping when he was just 15 years old and then dropped out of Paul Robeson High School when he was 17 years old. But Durk didn't take music seriously until 2011. In August 2011, Durk released his debut mixtape, I'm a Hitter, under his Only the Family label. The 14-track mixtape only had his old friend and fellow Chicago rapper, Lil Reese, as the only featured artist on the album. In April 2012, Durk released his second mixtape titled I'm Still a Hitter. The mixtape had 14 songs and also had the controversial song L's Anthem, which quickly became a hit in Chicago and gave Durk the publicity he needed. The song was very successful, and he even had a remix of the song with French Montana, and it also got him a deal. During this time, Durk mostly used platforms such as MySpace and YouTube to promote his music. This was at a period in Durk's career when plans to sign with Chief Keef and French Montana's label fell through. He released his third mixtape, Life Ain't No Joke, in October 2012. Riding the success of L's Anthem, Durk signed a deal to join Def Jam label in 2013. Under the label, Durk released his fourth mixtape, Signed to the Streets. Just like Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, Signed to the Streets is Durk's breakout body of work. The album gained him a cult following, and the streets surely signed up for his music. The mixtape was named the 8th best mixtape of 2013 by Rolling Stones. Durk was also named part of the 2014 XXL freshman class. In July 2014, he released a sequel to the mixtape titled Signed to the Streets 2. Then, in June 2015, Durk released his debut studio album, Remember My Name. The 12-track album peaked at number 14 on the Billboard 200 and only featured label mates Jeremiah and fellow rapper Logic. He released another mixtape, 300 Days, 300 Nights, in December 2015. Durk released his second studio album, Lil Durk 2X, in July 2016. However, this album wasn't as successful as his debut album, as it peaked at number 29. But that didn't deter the Chicago rapper, as he released another mixtape, They Forgot, in the same year. 2017 saw Durk return stronger as he released 4 mixtapes, which include 2 collaborative mixtapes, and the other 2 mixtapes were Signed to the Streets 2.5 and Love Songs for the Streets. In March 2018, he released the mixtape Just Cause Y'all Waited and also left Def Jam Records around this time. By July 2018, Durk had signed to a new label and released his third studio album, Signed to the Streets 3, while he released another studio album, Love Songs for the Streets 2, and the album peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200. 2020 was the year Durk reached new heights as his song 3-Headed Goat, which featured Polo G and Lil Baby, peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200. Durk released another studio album, The Voice, which was a tribute to his late friend, King Von, and in June 2021, together with Lil Baby, he released Voice of the Heroes. Now, Durk's success has also come with some controversies and beefs. Durk's beef with Chief Keef. In the early days of Durk's career, he was an associate of Chief Keef's Glow Gang label, and various rumors state that he was close to joining the label, but the deal never materialized. The duo had a good relationship, as they are both from Chicago, and they are allegedly members of the same gang, Black Disciples. When Durk was just beginning his career, Keef was already well established, an icon of Chicago drill music, and a source of inspiration to various Chicago drill rappers. Keef was the reason why an entire new generation of Chicago rappers began rapping. However, 2 years into Durk's career, and at a time when he had just started to become popular on the streets, he and Keef started beefing. Durk, who has been arrested various times for gun charges, was arrested in June 2013 after police were tipped about a man with a loaded firearm working around the area. This man turned out to be Lil Durk. Durk was found trying to hide his loaded .40 caliber handgun in his car. He was arrested immediately on the spot. In the past, Durk had already been arrested for possession of a gun with a defaced serial number. He had also been found guilty of a reduced charge of aggravated unauthorized use of a weapon. For the charge he pleaded guilty to, Durk was sentenced to 1 year in prison before he was released on parole 87 days after. So, by the time Durk was arrested in June 2013, he was on parole for a previous felony charge, and this only made matters worse. Durk was booked into a Cook County jail, and his bond was set at $100,000. This meant that Durk had to come up with 10% of the money in cash in order to be released. Now, you would think Durk would be able to get the money, but he wasn't. According to several reports on the street, Durk allegedly reached out to Keef for assistance with the $10,000 he needed to be released, but Keef didn't help him out, and this allegedly began their beef. Durk spent over a month in jail before he was able to come up with the $10,000 bond he needed for his release. On the day when Durk was released, he tweeted, "I'm back. Did you miss me or you ain't care? I'm free." This was a reference to Keef's lyrics on the song First Day Out, and also many believe that it was a diss at Keef, which further confirms the two rappers were indeed beefing. Durk then went on a rant and also stated that Keef would have been killed if not for 300, which was a subset of the Black Disciples. Keef then tweeted a picture of himself on a bike he claimed he bought for $10,000, which was the exact amount Durk needed for his bond. Durk then tweets, "Warning, I'm not Soulja Boy. This shit can get ugly." Then, in March 2014, Keef's house was robbed by members of O Block. Many of his luxury items were stolen, even his daughter's clothes and diapers were stolen. Keef returned home, only to have one of the robbers allegedly snatch Keef's very own iconic chain off his neck. Various reports state that Durk was allegedly behind the robbery. A few months after this, Keef moved to LA, forever. Some fans believe that Sosa moved to LA because of many legal troubles in the Windy City, while others believe he moved because he was banned from O Block by Durk and things were beginning to get ugly and dangerous. But you don't want to mess with a man who stood up to Almighty Sosa like Durk did. Fans believe that this is one of the real reasons rappers won't beef with Lil Durk. Another major reason why rappers won't beef with Lil Durk is his response to the death of one of his closest friends and fellow rapper, King Von. Durk's response to Von's death. King Von died outside a nightclub in Atlanta on November 6, 2020, and Durk reportedly found out about his death from his fans while on an Instagram live session with them. After hearing about King Von's death, Durk turned off his social media account and went off grid for a while. This showed how much Von meant to him. King Von was shot after his album release party outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge nightclub in Atlanta. Von and his crew got into an altercation with Savannah rapper Quando Rondo and his crew outside the club. The fight, which happened outside the club, quickly escalated into a deadly shootout between both groups of men, and what's more bizarre is that the reason for the fight remains unknown. In an attempt to intervene and stop the fight, one of two off-duty uniformed police officers who were working at the club and an on-duty cop patrolling nearby opened fire. Although initially, there were various speculations about who actually shot Von, the Atlanta police have since confirmed that the police were not responsible for any of the killings. Durk promises revenge for Von's death. Von was shot by Lil Tim, one of Rondo's friends. Lil Tim's real name is Timothy Leaks, and just like Rondo, he's from Savannah. Leaks was also injured in the shooting and has since been arrested, but was released in March this year after posting the $100,000 bond required for his bail. Durk has released various songs as a tribute to Von, and also his last album, The Voice, is a tribute to Von. And the album also has a picture of Von on the cover and a song that features King Von. In typical Lil Durk fashion, he hasn't held back, as he has also threatened revenge for Von's death through various lyrics on the album. On the song Red Man, Durk comes for his ops as he raps, "We get a revenge, it's glorious. The two F and N's, I ordered it." F and N refers to Fabrique Nationale, which is a company that manufactures firearms. Fans believe that with those lyrics, Durk revealed that he has allegedly gotten the gun to carry out revenge on everyone who played a role in Von's death. This situation shows truly why various rappers don't want to mess with Durk, because ever since then, Quando Rondo's career has hit a roadblock. The Atlanta rapper has not been able to perform at shows due to various security threats he keeps receiving from various members of the same gang Durk allegedly belongs to, the Black Disciples. And on another occasion, where Rondo already had a show planned, Durk reportedly did the most bizarre, as he allegedly bought all the tables at the event, which led to the entire show being canceled. Some reports even state that Rondo has since sent a DM to Durk on Twitter pleading to be allowed to perform, as not being able to perform means he isn't making any money, although Rondo has since come out to dispute the claims. However, this hasn't stopped Durk from dissing. On the song Still Running of his collaborative album with Lil Baby, Durk rapped, "We do it for Von, we don't wait till it died down. We load and we do it tomorrow." With these lines, he raps again about getting revenge, and then he threatens Quando by rapping, "We do it on feet, ask all the ops about us, and who say we shoot out the cars? That rolls better be bulletproof, Lil. You know we gon' shoot at them stars." With these lines, Durk clearly threatens Rondo, who had been doing interviews in a Rolls Royce with Angela Yee and talking about Von's death, hence showing the real reason why rappers are scared of Lil Durk. That brings us to the end of today's video. If If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment below. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new content.